Hi everyone, welcome back to the cabin. It's Ian from Off Grid with Peniglen Cabin Life. It's in the afternoon, it's 2:10. The sky is very bright. It's not burning sun or anything like that, but the sky is very bright. There's a bit of a breeze, but it's been a lovely day so far. I wanted to talk to you about an email I've received. Now, before I say what this email is, I just want to say that with this channel that we have of Off Grid with Peniglen Cabin Life, I've spoken a lot about bipolar and things like that, schizophrenia, things like that, and I talk about it every so often because obviously I suffer with bipolar, but I've noticed, and I've been having emails of people that subscribe to the channel because they want to go off grid and they suffer with bipolar or manic depression or schizophrenia, and they're asking me, you know, is it wise really to go off grid with these conditions? And I particularly got an email the other day of I presume it's a young lass, I'm not quite sure, and she's been diagnosed with bipolar, and she's not coping very well with stuff, with what she put in the email, and she wants to try and live a life which is stress-free and things like that, and she's asked me, would I recommend for people with my condition to live off grid? And I won't say a name obviously, but what I would say is I'd say yes and no for that, right? The reason why I say yes and no is because if you're used to being somebody that's not necessarily in brackets a loner, or somebody that enjoys their own company more than being around other people, then I would say yes. If you're somebody that needs people and needs that human connection, then maybe not. Also, you see, I'm lucky that when I was diagnosed I was 17, and I've lived most of my life, and if you get diagnosed when you're young with manic depression or bipolar, then it can burn itself out over time and you don't become as ill when you get ill. It's like, I'll be fair and honest now, I have been unwell at times while I've lived here, but I've never been ill enough to go in hospital or anything like that. It's just when I get a build up of stress, like if something happens with family or things like that, and because I know I can't get down there to them, or I just feel that stress build up with things like that, then I become unwell for 3 or 4 days. So what I tend to do is to stop doing all building work. I just do my dogs, spend time with the dogs all the time, which I enjoy doing anyway, and then just rest in the cabin or sit out in nice weather and just chill out. And I usually 3 or 4 days I can feel myself from being worked up coming down, and just, or even coming up depending how I am, and I feel fine then. So if you did decide to live off grid, anybody with bipolar, schizophrenia, all that, then you need to have some sort of coping mechanism where either you have a support worker or you have your friends that are very close to you that you can rely on. So, but the other thing I would recommend as well, you might think this is daft, if you go off grid, then I recommend that you have unlimited internet. Now you might laugh at that, but how can I put this? It's alright ringing somebody up, say a member of your family or friends, ringing them up and having a natter with them. Yeah, that's like having company. But if you have a video call through Messenger or Facebook or anything like that, if you do a video call, you're seeing that person at the other side of the screen. And because you're seeing them, in a way, it's like you've got company. I know it sounds bizarre, that's just how I feel. So if I ever get to the point where I feel that I need to visually see somebody, then if you have unlimited internet, then that solves that kind of problem. Do you know what I mean? So like, I've not really seen anybody per se since the beginning of the pandemic when it first started. If I get a delivery off Asda every fortnight and they come and I stay round here, and then when I know, and I put my trolley out, they load it up, and when they've gone I come and get it. I still do that even now as the pandemic's starting to go. I've not had any of my mates through the gate or out like that. I sometimes see Richard, and then again I'm a massive distance away from him, Not because I think he's got the lurgy, if you're watching this, Richard. It's just, I'm very cautious. So, plus I have a lot of other health problems as well, so I'm more susceptible to get bugs and things like that. But another good thing I have is I have friends who live locally that if I need any help I could go to them. I'm very fortunate I've got Richard and Heather who live next plot up. I'm very lucky with that, because if anything happened I can just get on my pedal bike or walk up the lane. It's a good walk, like, but get up the lane, and if I need something I know they're there, and that's something really important. That, and if he goes up and down with the van, I know roughly when he's up and down, so I can call on him if I need something, or I need any supplies that I've just run short of, and he's there for me. He's a good mate, Richard, and he's got a cracking channel, which is, I can never remember the exact word of it, and he can never remember mine properly. I think it's Locknor Smithy, off-grid, Scotland. I hope I've got that right, Richard. Now, if you go on his channel, he's got a bigger channel than me. He's got 4,500 subscribers. Can you hit tractor? He's got 4,500 subscribers, so he's a lot bigger than me, and I'm very proud of him. Him and Heather's done a cracking job up at their place, and the channel is a first-class channel. So if anybody wants to go on his channel and subscribe, that would be brilliant. So, and I'm back onto the subject again. So what I would say is, if you do decide to go off grid, then you do need some sort of support. If you're in a relationship with somebody and the relationship's a bit rocky, then, and it's not 100% rock solid, then it might be a bad idea, because if you're going to be off grid, chances are you're going to be together all the time, and if there's any friction between you, then it can amplify it tremendously. It might not do, but it can do. So yeah, so if anybody else wants to ask me any questions or want to know any support or anything like that, there is help you can get out there when if you need support or anything. There's like help, so not social workers, but like support workers you can get and things like that. So, but like I say, I would recommend to anybody living off grid. I've found it easy enough. I've been absolutely fine. I don't have any support workers or anything like that. I've never done a hard out like that, and I just cope well, and I get the Asda deliveries. I get the dog food now through Asda because it's a lot easier. If not, I get it off Tarf Alley, so, animal merchants and things like that. So, but the other problem I have is not being able to drive, so that needs to be a factor you need to consider as well, because most people need a car. And I tell you now, when you live off grid, it's unusual that you can get a supermarket that delivers to you, because there's only one in this area that will deliver, and that's Asda. So you need to look into that, especially if you can't drive. Now if I decide to get a taxi from here to Stranraer and back again, it's £22 round trip, so it's not cheap in a taxi. So I hope that's answered everybody's questions, and thank you for everybody who subscribed to the channel. I'm having nothing but tractors go past today. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, if you could hit the thumbs up, and if you could ring the bell, then it'd be much appreciated. And if there's any questions anybody wants to email me and wants me to discuss about, then my email address is peniglencabinlife@yahoo.com. If you go into the About page, then my email address is at the bottom. Plus under the description of this video you'll see my email address as well. Okay, right, take care everybody, and I'll see you soon back down at the cabin. And remember, don't ever forget, dinky do, stay safe, stay well.